and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this team this year. That is true. High in the air, right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. The other way. It gets no going back. Here's the drag. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up, all? Happy Spicy Taco Tuesday here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratinito at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as the Twitter. You guys know it. You guys love this as we wrap up the year. Yes, you can check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Also, you can go to the wonderful, wonderful world, as the kids call it, of the good old IG. of the wonderful IG and check out the show live there at michael.caratinudo.5. Yes, I know, pretty simple, right? All you got to do is add a dot between my first and last name and then a .5. Bam, there you go. There is Pitchfork Lunch for you, as you can check it out on the IG. Also, guys, the YouTube channel. I know it reminds you daily, and I appreciate you tolerating it, as they say. But all you got to do is go to YouTube and look. I want you to watch live on YouTube. It's awesome. But while you're there watching live, my friends, guess what? Subscribe to the good old Pitchfork. Yes, subscribe to Pitchfork Lunch, as you can. Again, you have missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews as you again, I don't know where you've been. I'm glad you're here now. But like I like to say, shame on you, but I got you covered. my Sun Devils. So yeah, all you gotta do is go to YouTube. You know how to get to YouTube. See your name, Michael Caratinudo. But the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Sorry, there's a bug. Go away. Sorry, bug. And subscribe, because, like I said, whether it's coaches, players, voices, insiders, alum, in the new year, again, we'll get the fall season recap and how winter is going as well too. Obviously, women's hoops, as we know, 14-0, but Graham Rossini, we will be talking to the phenomenal AD here on Pitchfork Lunch, and yeah, we'll be talking to phenomenal AD, as again, just a busy man, done a great job. Fall sports rocking it, volleyball, Sweet 16 performance, obviously football, challenging for going to back-to-back Big 12 championship games as well, but playing in the Sun Bowl tomorrow. So yes, it is very awesome that we'll be able to watch that tomorrow, which the game does kick off at noon here. So, yes, the game does kick off at noon. And my point to that is, since I love my show, obviously, but what I'm going to do tomorrow is have I'm going to adjust the time. I'll put it out on the old X, Artist Woman, the Twitter, and I'll do like a pre-game show. I mean, yes, we'll talk mostly football. But yes, it does kick off at noon. And of course, I want you to be watching that. Yes, but I love you to be watching me. But am I going to pretty much first half of the game? So no, we're going to all enjoy it, my friends. So yeah, I'll probably jump on at 11:30. Probably like 11:15, 11:30, 11:15 to like 11:45-ish. And that way, you have time, caught up in some last-minute Sun Bowl stuff, as I'll be more Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl stuff as the Sun Devils take on Duke, the Blue Devils. Devils taking on the Devils. There are only one Sun Devils in the country, so. But nonetheless, so tomorrow will be a little bit earlier, but that's why I say go to YouTube and subscribe, because all you got to do is go to YouTube, see your name, Michael Caratinudo, with the channels at Emerson Michael, V and Victory, Season Champ, 005, at NBC005 on YouTube, guys, and subscribe, because like I said, you've missed season 1, and then season 2, and now we are well rocking into season 3. As again, you guys that are here, again, forks up, greatly appreciated. Again, hit me up in the comments. Sometimes you do, sometimes I guess, hey man, I'm covering I'm getting to everything. By the way, I was gonna say, yeah, so anyway, hold that off for 1 second. But yes, go to YouTube and subscribe, because you can binge watch season 1, keep watching season 3, then binge watch season 2, keep watching season 3, and by the time season 3 ends, you'll be all caught up. That's right, because when I have these conversations / interviews with coaches, players that have been on multiple times, obviously we're not having the same conversation, because all I would do is just do a little bit of magical editing and re-air the same interview. Which, again, come on, we're Sun Devils. They don't say we're number one in innovation for no reason, and every year it holds true, again, with research as well. But nonetheless, that's my plug for obviously going to ASU. But yes, go to YouTube, subscribe away. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe away, my friends. So the 8-4 Sun Devils will take on the 8-5 Duke Blue Devils, who, yes, somehow ended up in the ACC championship game because there was a 5-way tie. Virginia was 9-2, and Duke ends up beating them. I got to think not that Virginia would have beaten Miami either. Again, not saying Virginia would have won either game, but I got to think that Virginia just kind of had a letdown and was looking forward to going up against Miami. But Miami, again, did drop 2 games, and so it was pretty crazy. A 5-way tie ended up Duke going when I went off. I think one of the higher tiebreakers should be where you rank in conference in total offense, total defense. Obviously, everything with that: sacks, interceptions, points per game. Score, points per game given up. Miami was pretty much, I told you that, guys, yesterday, number 1 in all of it in the ACC. But again, so Miami would have been there. If Miami lost, we wouldn't have been. Who knows? Maybe we still would have been playing Duke in the Sun Bowl, but we would have been in the Sun Bowl playing somebody. After having that tough fall to the Territorial Cup, is unfortunately getting all that disgust over it. And it's had to throughout the years. We understand it, guys, but you realize that in these new coaches era, that no coach has won on their home field. The first year, obviously, ASU completely injured, banged up under Kenny Dillingham, right? The second year, go down there and healthy, controlling their destiny after beating BYU, and just destroyed them down there. And then they come back up here and they win 23-7, much improved defense. Again, Danny Gonzalez, they have their bowl game in San Diego January 2nd. And Pitchfork Lunchers, I just want to give you a heads up. We're going to effort to have Coach Gonzalez, again, always great to me when he was here in Tempe. Again, it's hey, coaches move around, it happens. He went back to New Mexico, family there, got let go there, which I don't understand, but okay. And then Coach Brennan down in Tucson does not hesitate to hire Coach Gonzalez, which Coach Dillingham, I played it in the presser, had a great line about Coach Gonzalez before the game was played, about how he should now he just needs to become the head coach at NAU, and he would truly be the king of Arizona football. So that, my friends, absolutely awesome. But pardon me, in the off season, we're going to aim to have Coach Gonzalez on, because like I said, when I do the radio show, a lot of you guys listen to when I was doing the Sports Hangover, when I was on the radio, and he was always gracious with his time, and even interviews post practice, talking a little bit extra to him. Coach Gonzalez, always gracious. So that again, it'll depend on schedules, but in the off season we'll see. But of course, we'll have a ton more, as you know. Sun Devils up in here. So anyway, go to YouTube. Like I said, watch live, but subscribe at Emma's and Michael V's and Victory Season Champ 005 at MVC 005 on the good old YouTube. So yes, but yes, the 8-4 Devils, who again you got to think they won their first game, lost their second, then they won 3 in a row, lost one, won one, lost one, and then won 3, and then lost 1. So again, a lot more winning is the theme here that Coach Dillingham has done and this group has done. Again, chance for 20 wins, guys. And, I know we've talked about that a lot, but 20 wins in 2 seasons in some schools. And, again, with the schedules, everybody's playing, and I really hope that that these FCS games go away. I really do. Really, really do, because anyway, we're not going to get into that. But nonetheless, 20 wins in 2 seasons, absolutely phenomenal. So when you look at what this what this team has done, and sack wise yesterday. By the way, I do have that in my notes. That in my notes. Keyshawn Elliott on the season, 7 sacks, which is just awesome. 7 sacks. Jordan Crook had 2. Justin Watley had 6. And, he, again, as the season went on, he's, putting the work in. Another leader in that defensive line group. But he had 6 sacks. Elijah O'Neal chipped in with 3. CJ Fight constantly getting double teamed and had 1. Jacob Rich-Kangaika, again, getting double teamed. The guys in the middle doing their job, taking up those bodies so guys can get sacked. But he also had a sack. Clayton Smith, 4 on this season. Prince Dorva, 4 on this season. Anthony Cooper had 2. Albert Smith, the third young defensive end who, was banged up, but played and then was banged up. And he had 1 sack this year. Again, a team that had, 32 sacks for 232 total yards lost. Their opponents had 27 sacks against them for 162 yards, which, again, your 27 sacks in 12 games, that's what, 2, a little bit over 2 a game, which, again, can change momentum. But, yeah, to have 32 that's over 2.5 a game. And almost, you're pretty close to 3 a game. So, yeah. But, yeah, Keyshawn Elliott, the sack champ, with 7. And like I said, Watley with 6. Both Smith and Dorva with 4. Fight and Kangaika with 1. Elijah O'Neal with 3. Jordan Crook, the other linebacker, with 2. Martell Hughes didn't have one? Wow, Martell Hughes didn't have a sack. And again, not that they're easy to come by. So, again, believe me, you guys know. I have Martell Hughes, talk to him early in the season, but talking to Coach Cooper about him and everything. Love what Martell Hughes has done. Oh, and speaking of Martell Hughes, see, just to show you, I am not – picking on Martell Hughes. Let's see, where is it's coming. Here we go. This is Mr. Martell Hughes with his here we go. Wait a second. Look at that. Here we'll start. Look at that. Look at that play by Martell Hughes. That absolutely beautiful. So yes, I'm not again. Martell Hughes, hell of a season, and look, he grew last year as a true freshman. I was a true sophomore. Going into next year as a junior, like yes, Keyshawn Elliott is gone. Yes, Jordan Crook is gone. Tate Romney, transfer portal. So yeah, the linebacking crew, it'll be interesting. You got young, talented guys coming back too. I mean, I know. I got to make sure transfer portal opens in the second. I'm not going to say who, but Martell Hughes is. I'm going out on a crazy thick limb here. He's not entering the transfer portal. And we talked about it yesterday, we talked about it last week. CJ Fight coming back for another year. I mean, starting, since he was, started the last 3 years. And man, just again, love his family, love. But we need this to happen, guys. This is what we need to happen right here. And since they are playing in Texas, El Paso, again, I know a little bit of a jaunt, but I'm sure the Fight family will be out there. And his brother, who, Trey, who is the third, goes by Trey. He did enter the transfer portal as well. So I think Clayton Smith is gone. Justin Watley's gone. Prince Dorba is going to be gone. You got Fight coming back. You got Elijah O'Neal coming back. You got Albert Smith III coming back. And again, I haven't talked to him. I'm not ensuing anything. I'm just saying his brother has entered the transfer portal. So if it's a fit for him, it's a fit for the Devils. Oh, it'd be so awesome. Because then, the chances of Tank, the chances of this happening, guys. The chances of this happening right there, Tank to Tempe would, oh my God, exponentially go through the roof, because there would be no excuse not to have Tank in Tempe, right? All right, but hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we are going to dive into this Sun Bowl. Also, we're going to dive into hockey. They took on Dartmouth, guys. They had they had a little bit of time off from their last games, but right after the holiday, they were at Dartmouth Sunday and Monday. So we're going to talk hockey again. Dartmouth, another top 15 team, and the Devils, wanted a sweep, but got the split, and it's you build that momentum again. A little bit of time off, get your legs under you, get that win. But obviously, Dartmouth was gonna, have an answer. We'll get into that. But yeah, so excited for Coach Powers and this team as the calendar switches over to 2026. So that women's hoops as well, as their break is over, they are headed to Salt Lake City and then Provo. But Salt Lake City, New Year's Eve, 2 p.m. I want to say, it's 2 p.m. So their game starts at 2. The football game starts at 12. So, it'll overlap a little bit, but again, get to see both of those. So, but yeah, like I said, we shall take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll jump into hockey and more on this Sun Bowl matchup here on Pitchfork Lunch. All right, and we're back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I'm Michael Caratinello at Diablo00 on the good old X, the artist formerly known as, there we go, the Twitter. You can check out your live there every day, Monday, Friday, 12 to 1. Tomorrow, again, the bridge version from like 11:15, about 11:45, because the Sun Bowl kicks off at 12. And again, we need to be, if you're, obviously, if you're there at the stadium, awesome. But if not, you're watching from wherever, then guess what? You can watch wherever you are, but I'll be watching. Or hit me up in the comments if you're still here in the valley and you're unfortunately again not being able to make it out. But don't worry, I'll be watching. And things I've again from being out of practice, seen, studied, a lot of the young guys getting snaps, looking good. So that is. Oops, there we go. That is absolutely awesome. But yeah, real quick before we jump into hockey, just trying to remind you that Duke offensively was fifth in the ACC, 414.6 yards a game. The Sun Devils were seventh at 400 and a half yards a game, 400.5 yards a game. So when you look at that, Duke 14 more yards a game. All right. Passing yards, Duke 282.2, second in the ACC, or second. Oh, wow, I went back to my JUCO days, guys. They're the ACC. But, I mean, the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference, they might be second in that, too, much as that ball flew around. The Devils, though, they were 11th at 211.1, so 80 or 71 yards difference in passing, and Duke obviously plus 71 there. Duke plus 71 there. So that's we've been interesting, right? And then in rushing though, Duke was they were 10th, and they rushed for 132 and a half yards a game. Now, like I said, they're 10th, but the Devils, they were third at 189.4 yards a game. Yes, Jeff Sims did have some big ones, but Relief Brown, a second in the Big 12 in rushing. Again, he won't be playing in the game as he's declared for the NFL draft. And will be going pro. But I mean, he was obviously a huge part of that. Jeff Sims, but again, now we'll see. I mean, I will see tomorrow. Have some just waiting to see thing, but Kyson Brown, I know Coach Dillingham said probably wouldn't play. I mean, he was trending towards it. And again, I get it's a bowl game, so if he's not 100%, but we'll see. Demarius Robinson, Jason Brown Jr. We'll also see him as well. So, but again, 189 and Jeff Sims, will be playing, and also Cam Dyer. We'll see what role the quarterback plays in the game. I know Jacob Fetty, who's from El Paso, is getting to practice. Has been out there with the team. Practicing again, got to go through 2 practices. He came out in full. I love that article. I don't know if you guys saw it, but he came out in full gear, waiting for the Devils to take the field, but then he had to take a trip to the locker room, get a jersey on, because you do have to go to practices with, just helmet and, shirt and shorts before you can put shoulder pads on. So it's, it's an NCAA thing. So some of the locker room change, but again, you're still getting to hear, the Cade's plays, throwing the ball around. With a few receivers will be back next year, the running backs, as he's practicing, and also Jacardo Mack, the running back who I mentioned last week, he is with the team. He's an early enrollee, and he's with the team. And there can be quite a few more guys coming in early, but we will get to that. We shall get to that. But so when you look at that comparison there, and then defensively, ASU again, 32 sacks on the season. Now, yes, Smith won't be playing. Keyshawn Elliott won't be playing. I'll confirm all this tomorrow before the game. But nonetheless, I will. So I mean, we'll see what Cam Dyer does too. And defensively, like I said, no Clayton Smith. Don't know if CJ Fight. I mean, he was practicing. Looks like Jacob Rishkin-Geika is going to play though. Obviously, Marcel Hughes playing. Miles Rouser was practicing, so I'm gonna have to reach out and see if he's playing. But again, I'll know more obviously later on this afternoon. But yes. It'd be interesting to see. Again, a lot of guys that entered the transfer portal out there practicing. Some were, said they were entering the portal, and we talked about it. So, but yeah, I'm stoked for them to play the Blue Devils again. Like I mentioned, they beat them in 2014, 36-31. As you recall, we talked about that. But that was a fun game. And again, in front of about almost 50,000 at the Sun Bowl there. The Toady the Tiger, they're great. You know how to do it again, right, guys? But yeah, I mean, it's So yeah, the last rankings, by the way, the final rankings for the college football playoff. Well, here's the AP. Well, the college football playoff, Indiana was number one. I think they get smoked by Alabama. Oh wait, there's a game today, isn't there? Hold on. No, there's not. So we have Coastal Carolina, which is up 6-0 on Louisiana Tech. La Tech right now in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. And then Tennessee will take on two 8-4, average 8-4 teams, and ASU is not an average 8-4 team because again, Tennessee's schedule, Illinois' schedule, bottom part of the half of their conference. Yeah, I mean they did get crushed by Indiana. So anyway, you know how I feel about that. It'll play out. So, yeah, Tennessee plays Illinois at 3:30 in the Liberty Mutual Music City Bowl, which is in Nashville. Um, and then at 7 p.m. local time here tonight, USC takes on Big 12, ASU Big 12 foe, who they beat 27-24 in Tempe. You saw the Martell Hughes interception at the end of the game there, towards the end of the game there. And they will take on, SC will take on TCU at 7 p.m. on ESPN. So at the Big 12 game there, but those are the games today. And then let's see. Tomorrow, though, we do have, there is the one at E80 Stadium, the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. As number 2, Ohio State takes on number 10, Miami. You know, I feel go Canes after Ohio State lost to Indiana, again, 13-10. A few weeks to prepare, but Miami, Mario Cristobal's defense, I want to punch them in the mouth. Ohio State's 9.5-point favorites, but they have the over-under at 40.5. So anyway, that's that. That's tomorrow. And then New Year's Day, Texas Tech will take on number 5 Oregon in the Orange Bowl, which, again, you could have switched Ohio State and Miami, Texas Tech. Yeah, make it kind of – and look, Ohio State fans will show out. There's a lot of tickets, so – I mean, Miami fans, they'll show out, but I know, I get it. And then that's at 10 a.m. New Year's Day, and then at local time, and then at 2 p.m. locally, Indiana will take on Alabama at the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. So, and then Ole Miss and Georgia will play at the Sugar Bowl. So, those are the last of the quarterfinal games. But, yeah, so tomorrow there's one. But we all know the noon game, local time, on CBS, by the way, ASU and Duke goes from there. But as I said that, kids, let's transition to some hockey, because the Devils, as you guys know, they split. I teased it before the break, but they split with Dartmouth, who as we look at the hockey rankings, Dartmouth is number 9. So again, they're 12-2-0. One of those losses, though, to our beloved Sun Devils. So again, they are the 9th ranked team in the country. So you look at who ASU has taken on. They've taken on the 4th ranked team in the country, the 5th ranked team in the country, the 6th ranked team in the country, the 8th ranked team in the country, and the 9th ranked team in the country. They got swept by the 8th ranked team, which is Penn State. They split with Denver. Did they split with, let's see. Well, let's get to their schedule. So let's see. They split with that Miami of Ohio. They tied and then lost to Colorado College. They split with North Dakota, who was number 6. They split with Denver, who was number 3. They swept Ohio State, and then they split with number 5, Minnesota Duluth, and then beat Dartmouth 5-1 Saturday, guys. And I should have mentioned that yesterday, as, again, holiday weekend, all the busyness. 7, but yeah, 5-1 on Friday. And let's see the goal scorers. I know you've heard it. Noah Powell scored his first goal of the season. No, actually, I'm sorry. That's not his first of the season. I'll get it. Well, so at the 8:13 mark of the first period, they were on the penalty kill, and Noah Powell got the shorthanded goal from Logan Morrell and Brazen Bozer with the assist. But in the first period, as at the 14:39 mark, at the 13:39 mark, Hayden Stavroff, he got a shorthanded goal. So both teams penalty kill, getting goals on a team that has to oversee the guys, an extra skater on it. So yeah, I'm sure coach not happy about giving up the penalties, but so ASU's on the power play, they have a shorthanded goal. Then we head to the second period, and at the 14:39 mark of that period, Tucker Ness, who was assisted from Colin Potter and Cruz Lucius, scores a shorthanded goal, which ends up being the game-winning goal. It's 2 goals, both shorthanded. Powell, Tucker Ness, and then the third period, all Devils. They as at the 12:05 mark, Colin Potter hits his goal, and guess what? There's a theme to this, guys. You're not going to be surprised. As Bennett Shimmick and Cruz Lucius get the assist, it's a shorthanded goal. And then Logan Morrell gets a goal, and he at the that's at the 17:39 mark. Logan Morrell gets the empty net goal. So that makes it 4-1, and then the Devils take another penalty. They're finishing the game on the penalty kill, and guess what? Justin Kipke with a shorthanded goal. That's just insane. So yeah, I mean, phenomenal performances. You put up 5 goals, but 3 in the third, and the Devils get the 5-1 win. But again, Cruz Lucius with 2 assists. On the second and third goals of the game. Obviously, Colin Potter, another goal for that young man. Just absolutely crushing it, right? Absolutely. Absolutely crushing it. And then the next night, Sunday, because they played Saturday, Sunday, 27th and the 28th. So, they did give up an empty netter, but they did fall 4-1 to Dartmouth. As again, after the first period, guess what? They were both tied at 1. Brock Cummings, Dartmouth, got the first goal of the game. You got to be kidding me. There's no way. I gotta hold on. That wasn't even, no, it wasn't a shorthanded goal. I don't get, why is it? I'll clarify. I'm sorry. Bad radio there. I'll clarify because it keeps saying there's no way these are all shorthanded goals. Every single goal is not a shorthanded goal, but nonetheless. But yeah, Dartmouth, Brock Cummings scored in the first, and then Colin Potter scored at the 10:01 mark. Bennett Shimmick with the assist on that one. So looking at that, so that tied it at 1. Then we go to the second period, and at the 8:13 mark, Cam McDonald of Dartmouth puts it in. That ends up being the game-winning goal as well. And then nothing until the third, where Dartmouth gets 2 more. Nathan Morin gets a goal to make it 3-1, and then down 3-1 at the 16:32 mark. Hank Cleaves gets the empty net goal to make it 4-1. But yeah, the Devils gave up 2. That was a power play goal as Carmelo Crandall got 2 minutes for roughing. Johnny Waldron got 2 minutes for slashing. Well, in the first for Crandall, and then second in Waldron. But you look at, again, I mean, so now this team, they're 9-10-1. Yes, it's got to turn into wins, like Coach Powers has talked about. But I mean, they're 4-5-1 in conference play. They are 5-4-1 at home, 4-6 away. So just about at 500. And now you come home for the Desert Hockey Classic again, January 2nd, Friday at 3 p.m. Mullet Arena. Air Force will be taking on Michigan Tech at 7 p.m. ASU will be taking on Alaska Anchorage. And then on Saturday, January 3rd, Alaska Anchorage will take on Michigan Tech, or Air Force ASU will take on either Air Force or Michigan Tech. So whoever wins, but the Devils trying to repeat as their Desert Hockey Classic champs. So that is coming up. Again, get your tickets, guys. Get on out to Mullet. It is, I mean, this team, awesome. But atmosphere, team, competition, because then they're home. Then the following Friday, Miami of Ohio will start the second time playing these teams. They're home for Miami of Ohio and home for North Dakota. So they play the 9th and 10th. Then they have the next weekend off, and then the weekend after that, North Dakota comes to Tempe. So, yeah, let's pack it, because that'll be another ranked team. But like I said, they split with number 8. They split with number 5. Swept Ohio State, who was receiving votes. Split with number 3 at the time. Split with number 6. Did get, the tie, so they did get a point. They did get a shootout win. So actually, they did get the extra. They get the shootout, and for their record, both teams have a tie overall, so it goes towards the rankings. But ASU did get the shootout win 2-0, and then they lost 3-1, so they still split with number 20. And then they got first series of the season. Penn State, who's number 6 now, was number 6 then. Penn State is number 8 now. So they were 6 then, but they still split with them. So look, this hockey team, guys, and just think of it too, like I was saying to you, because goal wise, Coach said Colin Potter, he just needed to feel the net, and I'm telling you right now, Cruz Lucius leads the team with 11. Bennett Shimmick has 9 goals. Colin Potter has 8. So the 3 guys that are online together are flying the puck into the net. Jack Beck has 5. Logan Morrell now has 4. Alfano has 3, as does Ben Cavon and Sean McGurn and Noah Powell. Kyle Smolin has 2, as does Carmelo Crandall and Justin Kipke and Ty Nash. And then Tucker Ness has 1, and Joel Kelberg, who got his first goal of his Sun Devil career, sophomore. But again, defenseman, I'm surprised he didn't have any goals last season. But nonetheless, so he has 1. But Colin Potter 8. And then you look at assists-wise, Bennett Shimmick, who's second in goals, is tops in assists. He's got 20 assists, does Shimmick. Cruz Lucius has 15. Colin Potter has 11. So, the guys that are the top 3 goal scorers are also the top 3 assist guys. Kyle Smolin has 7. And then you have Justin Kipke, Sean McGurn, Johnny Waldron all have 5. And then Anthony Dowd, Brazen Bozer, Joel Kelberg, Sam Alfano, Logan Morrell all have 4. And then Sam Court, Jack Beck have 3. And then Richard Barron and Noah Powell have 2. And then you have Carmelo Crandall, Ben Cavon, Connor Hasley, Ty Nass, Sam Urban, goalie, and Braxton Whitehead all have 1 assist. So, but again, guys on the line, that line together, Shimmick, Lucius, and Potter. Whew. And obviously, Coach Powers can mix and match the lines, guys, for except the Sun Devil hockey guys, because again, like I said, 9-10-1. I get it; they're under 500, but they're right there. And then when we look at Arizona State had received, with the last poll, received 8 votes. So, hey, they are 25 in the country. So again, this can only help a little bit as the next one comes up. But so stoked for Coach Powell. Again, this program, what they've done, again, the Mullet Magic, the atmosphere that is there at Mullet Arena, guys, the coaches created, that the teams have created, the program has just built on every year. And, guys in the NHL draft, and like Coach Power said, Colin Potter's going to make Calgary look really smart. The Sun Devils' first round pick. So, and this young man, just always fun catching up with him. So, we will aim to get a sit down with him as well as Anthony Dowd and, other, we'll see. As the season progresses. But so that is the awesome part of this hockey team. But let's wrap it with women's hoops, guys. Like I was telling you, 14-0. Hey, did you know that their basketball team is 14-0? and it's still not ranked in the AP rankings. But games start again today. They play tomorrow in Salt Lake City. You can watch on ESPN Plus again, 2 p.m. Football kicks off at noon, and basketball tips off the women. The 14-0 Sun Devils, and 1-0 in the Big 12 as they beat Colorado in their conference opener. And they'll see what they can do at Utah, which again, tough place to play. And then in Provo, another tough place to play. But it's Molly Miller, man. See the holiday teams get to reset, hang with their families for a little bit, which is awesome. Enjoy the holidays. I'm sure going out, getting maybe getting a good jog in, getting a bunch of shots up. So yeah, you can take a break and get away, but they're still doing something. But when you look at this team, I mean, shooting 45% from the field overall for the season, which is awesome. 3-pointers, 32%. I mean, it's a little low. When they start hitting them, they hit them, but they don't just keep shucking them. And then Gabby Elliott, who again, she had 30 in a game. That was her. That's the season high for the Devils so far. But she's averaging 16.3 points a game. McKenna Brackens, who's missed a game, averaging 14.7. Alicia Carrera, L as they call her, 9.6. She's almost a 10. Marley Washington, Hale Marley, is at 9.4. So they're again, you're getting close to averaging double figures. Last year, Poe at 6.2. Then you have Jaya Levette at 5.1. Maya Williams at 5 points a game. So, again, they're averaging 70 a game. Their opponents are only 55. And a lot of their opponents, guys, we've talked about this. And this is why the AP is a joke to me. And it's pathetic because it's not a Lifetime Achievement Award. You have to sit there and watch because, that is they play defense and it only seems from scoring down. And they fall way short of their averages, as a la Penn State, a la San Francisco, and then Colorado, a phenomenal defensive team. Just saying, AP, I'm calm. It's the holidays. So, tomorrow, 2 p.m., again, 11:15 to 11:45 show tomorrow, because football kicks off at noon. Again, we're not going to go 12 to 1. And as much as I know you love to hang with me, and I'd love you to hang with me, not going to happen. But yes, that'll do it for today. So we're going to get out of here. But before we do, got to say happy birthday to the Geek. And for those of you that don't know what that line is from, it's from a classic movie. It's called Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which was filmed here in Arizona. And yes, I know they just went to San Dimas High School, which is a real high school in California. But San Dimas High, it was filmed here in Arizona. So there's a great scene at the old, which is torn down now, Metro Center Mall, where somebody says, Geek. Or somebody says geek to another person. He says, he goes, it is, look, there's many classic lines in Bill and Ted's, and yes, it's a cheesy teen movie, but all filmed here. That might be a trivia question for you guys next time I have free tickets. So that being said, but happy birthday, yes, to my sister. We'll just go with it's an anniversary of her 29th birthday. Let's go anniversary from our 29th because you girls are silly about your age. But yes, happy birthday to the best geek of a sister ever. So yes, that's gonna wrap the show today. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Again, make them spicy. Yeah, maybe put some jalapenos, sriracha, Tabasco, green chili sauce. I don't know. I like them a little spicy, a little cilantro, whatever works for you. But make it a little spicy, and I will see you tomorrow. Not the same bad time, the same bad channel. Again, 11:15 to 11:45 tomorrow, because the Sun Bowl kicks off at noon, and Sun Bowl kicks off at noon, and we all need to be watching that on good old CBS. So I will see you tomorrow, 11:15. Have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Yes, it is hashtag our state, as you guys know, because as the reigning back-to-back Big 12 champs women's volleyball remind me, it is hashtag our state. So sorry, team down south, especially in volleyball and pretty much a lot of others. We've showed you, it is our state. But hey, again, it's always fun. We like little brother. It's okay. But it is hashtag our state. And I will see you tomorrow. Again, 11:15 to 11:45. Have a phenomenal rest of your Tuesday. Go Devils. You guys know it. As always, forks out.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
27-yard line. That's a great call. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Poole, touchdown. Red flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scadaboo. Scadaboo breaks defenders. Here he goes again.
Scadaboo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Darby. Flag out. Doesn't matter.